Hey there and welcome. So, if you're deep into your ACCA business and technology studies, you already know that internal controls are a huge topic. But have you ever wondered what the one single component is that really underpins everything else? Well, let's get into it. So, what do you think it is? Is it how many approvals you need for something? Or maybe how complicated your passwords are? Or how thick the company's procedure manual is? Nope, it's none of those. The real answer is actually way more fundamental. And the answer to that big question is this: the control environment. This is the bedrock, the absolute foundation of a company's entire system of internal controls. Okay, get ready to memorize this one because this is the high-scoring definition you need. The control environment is simply the overall attitude of management towards control. That's it. It's not about the systems, it's about the mindset. And trust me, that exact phrase is pure gold in the exam. Now, this is a really key distinction to make. We're not talking about specific control activities here. For example, a control activity would be a rule that says all expenses over, say, $100 need a signature. The control environment, on the other hand, is about whether the manager actually looks at that expense claim before signing off, or if the whole culture is just so lax that people don't even bother getting the signature. It's the difference between having rules on paper and what actually happens in real life. So let's really dig into this core idea, because once you get this, all the other stuff about internal controls just kind of clicks into place. It really all boils down to attitude. This really says it all, doesn't it? This little formula from the study notes is perfect. Strong discipline from management leads directly to strong control. If the people at the top are lax, then even the best designed controls are just going to be weak. You'll often hear this called the tone at the top. It's a classic concept in governance for a reason. I mean, just imagine a manager who's always cutting corners and telling their team to just get it done. What kind of message does that send? Now picture a manager who insists on following the procedure every single time, no exceptions. That seriousness, that attitude, it just cascades right down through the entire organization. Okay, so the theory makes sense, right? But how does this help you get marks in the exam? Let's look at exactly how to spot the clues for the control environment in those exam scenarios. So the examiner is going to give you signals. You need to be on the lookout for phrases like strict supervision. When you see that, a little light bulb should go on. That's your clue for a strong environment where rules are actually enforced. But on the flip side, if you read about careless management or a manager who just ignores the rules, that's a massive red flag. That points straight to a weak environment where controls are probably being bypassed left and right. Here's a super simple 3-step process you can use for any exam question. First, just read the scenario and really look for those clues about how management behaves. Second, hunt for those signal phrases we just talked about. And third, based on what you find, draw a clear conclusion. Is the control environment strong or is it weak? And all of this brings us to our last and honestly most crucial point. Why is this one little component so incredibly important? Well, because it's not just another part of the system, it's the entire foundation. All right, here's the key takeaway for this whole explainer. If the control environment is weak, it literally does not matter what other controls are in place. You can have segregation of duties, authorizations, reconciliations, the whole shebang. They will all fail because the culture allows them to be bypassed. That is why you must look for this first in any internal control scenario. It decides the fate of everything else. So to wrap things up, I'll just leave you with this question. The very next time you're doing a practice question and you see the words internal control, what's the number one, first thing you are going to look for? If your answer is the attitude of management, you have absolutely nailed it. Good luck with your studies.